Okay, basic timelines. I'm supposed to, for my apartment, I'm supposed to take a picture of my ID, which I'm going to do right now, and show that I'm a legitimate student on my barcode student number down there. And I can pay all of you. There are 5 adults here. Say, I'm going to have at least 5 adult migrants. And then after this, I'm going to start my spacers. I'm going to claim this, and then I need to pin all one final time to prove that you're still here. During which, I honestly don't mind if you pay attention, if you want to check your phones, take out, take a break, whatever you want to do. I can be offended. So now that I have that set up, I'm going to start my speech. I've chosen workplace stress as my topic. The speech I call stress to stress, worry in the workplace. Now, it's estimated in America alone that around 15,000 deaths can occur annually as a result of workplace stress. That's considered an epidemic somewhere around the world. Now, there are many causes and many effects to workplace stress, but there are also many solutions, ways to avoid or alleviate stress. Now, to begin with, some of the causes to the sources of stress. As you can see, there are a couple exemplified here. There's job pressure, environment, and indirect factors. As far as job pressure goes, there's always a potential to try to be too efficient for a coworker's perspective. Somebody can have too many tasks on their plate and or have too many deadlines to meet. Obviously, if you combine the two, there might be a little madness going on in somebody's mind. Also, no one obviously enjoys being micromanaged by their bosses. And there's always the overall job insecurity that somebody might hold. There's my job on the line. Is there potential for downgrading or downsizing to the environment itself? Personally, the building I work in is not the best insulated in some of the windows, and so as the temperature dips outside, it can also dip inside as well. It can be quite unpleasant at times. And then also indirect factors. Perhaps the employee might be going through a divorce or separation. Maybe somebody just lost a loved one. Obviously, either of these might have an impact on somebody's job performance. Now, as you can see, these are one of, or a few of any different sources of stress, and there are also different effects that they can have on a person's health. Some of the anxiety after effects. While not officially confirmed, it is strongly suggested that an unhealthy rise of blood pressure may occur as a result of anxiety or overstressing. This has been known to lead to increased risk of a heart attack or stroke in some cases. Also, an employee might be led to abuse drugs or alcohol. Now, reasons for this, obviously, after a long day of work, an employee might feel the need to feel better, so to speak, immediately, and reach for drugs or prescription pain meds, or antidepressants, if he or she may have access to them. Not only abuse, but addiction can occur also, and also many health problems may arise. Perhaps a person might develop anxiety issues outside of the workplace, or you see increased depression or aggression, and also restlessness or fatigue like that. Now, as shown, too much stress can be hazardous, but can also be avoided, and here's how. Ways to treat tension. Myself, personally, I'm offered basically a break in 2 hours in my job, which I find helps me a lot because it allows me, after sitting for a period of time, it allows me to stand up, stretch, distract myself from my work by checking my phone or my email. Various different ways to basically distract myself from my job. Also, nutrition and fitness. It is actually suggested and confirmed by nutritionists, doctors, experts, that overall better nutritional choices and a regular fitness regimen can increase energy in a person, thus helping someone feel better throughout the day, more positive feelings. And there are also, in addition to exercising for energy, there are ways to exercise for relaxation as well. Some of these popular methods include Tai Chi or yoga, for instance. Other personal ways that I like to do include leave my home earlier to come here. That way I'm not feeling rushed. I'm not starting off the day with a rushed feeling. Also, if I want to, I can probably knock a couple errands I may have to do beforehand. Really, it's a relaxed atmosphere on the drive here. I'm not feeling any pressure whatsoever. A lot of people like to interact with one another at work, be it at the desk or on break. Obviously, a little friend chit-chat never is harmful and can treat the tension that somebody may feel in the workplace. Another popular route that a lot of people wish to pursue are workspace decorations. Myself personally, anybody may have seen my workspace. I don't think words can justify, but enter the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. But in all seriousness, really what works best varies from person to person. Now, in conclusion, I've described different causes, effects, and solutions to avoiding and or alleviating workplace stress. As I've stated, it can be found pretty much anywhere at work. After all, it is called work. While there may be many causes, there are many solutions to workplace stress. Some as easy as a letter of discretion. Now, I don't know if any of you have seen The Dark Knight, but there's a villain named the Joker, and I believe he sums it up best when he asks, "Why so serious?" And with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. There's no gentleman here, but I say that strictly out of habit. I'm not trying to really reference to somebody here, I promise. A little list of my references there. And with that, I will pan you all one final time. And there we are, 5 feet. Go this way. There you go. Thank you very much.
Good day. My name is Timothy Milligan, Herzing student M as in Mary 13453851. I am narrating this PowerPoint presentation in an effort to perhaps salvage my grade on this assignment, even if just a little bit. The original video recording does show that 5 adults were present before, during, and after my presentation, as well as effectively showing my choices for proper attire, my body language, my ability to make eye contact with my crowd, and various other factors that may still effectively help determine a final grade for this assignment. However, there was a minor technical difficulty in the camera that I had used that resulted in the video playback in a rather sped up fashion, I guess about 120 to 125% of its actual speed. This caused the audio of my recording to also become rather choppy and potentially inaudible to most people. Luckily, I was able to accurately transcribe almost all of my full speech, all except 1 to 2 words. There are bits before and after the speech as I address my crowd, however, it's mainly small talk as I'm simply using time to chat up with my audience, which happened to be the management team of my employer. However, the time from when I gave the title of my speech to the point that I thanked the crowd for their time is accurately transcribed to the best of my ability, and still meets the 5-minute mark even when sped up the way it is. The following PowerPoint presentation is a recreation of the speech given using the same PowerPoint slideshow that was used as my presentation aid. Now then, a speech I call Stress Distress, Worry in the Workplace. Now, it's estimated in America alone that around 15,000 deaths can occur annually as a result of workplace stress. In fact, it's considered an epidemic by some around the world. Now, there are many causes and many effects to workplace stress, but there are also many solutions, ways to avoid or alleviate stress. Now, to begin with some of the causes and the sources of stress. As you can see here, there are a few exemplified here, including job pressure, environmental factors. As far as job pressure goes, there's always a potential to try to be too efficient for a worker. Somebody could have too many tasks on his or her plate, and or have too many of deadlines to meet. Plus, if you combine the two, there might be a little madness going on in somebody's mind. Also, no one obviously enjoys being micromanaged by their bosses, and there's always the overall job insecurity that somebody might hold. The potential of downgrading, or downsizing, Environmental factors. Personally, the building I work in, halls are not the best insulated at some of the windows, so as the temperature dips outside, it can also dip inside as well, and can be quite unpleasant at times. Then there are indirect factors. Perhaps the employee might be going through a divorce or separation. Maybe somebody just lost a loved one. Obviously, either of these might have an impact on somebody's job performance. Now, as you see, these are one of, or a few of, many different sources of stress, and there are also different effects that they can have on a person's health. Some of the anxiety after effects. While not officially confirmed, it is strongly suggested that an unhealthy rise in blood pressure may occur as a result of anxiety or overstressing. This has been known to lead to increased risk of a heart attack or stroke in some cases. Also, an employee might be led to abuse drugs or alcohol. Now, reasons for this: obviously, after a nice long day of work, an employee might need to feel better, so to speak, immediately, and reach for drugs or prescription pain meds, or antidepressants if he or she may have access to them. Not only abuse, but addiction can occur also. And also mental health problems may arise. Perhaps a person might develop anxiety issues outside of the workplace. He or she might see increased depression or aggression, and also restlessness or fatigue might set in. Now, as shown, too much stress can be hazardous, but it can also be avoided, and here's how. Some of the ways to treat tension. Myself personally, I'm offered a break every 2 hours in my job, which I find helps me a lot because it allows me, after sitting for a period of time, it allows me to stand up and stretch. It allows me to distract myself from my work by checking my phone or my email. Various different ways to basically distract myself from my job. Also, nutrition and fitness. It is actually suggested and confirmed by nutritionists, doctors, experts that overall better nutritional choices and regular fitness regimen can increase energy in a person, thus helping somebody feel better throughout the day with more positive feelings. There are also, in addition to exercising for energy, there are ways to exercise for relaxation as well. Some of these popular methods include Tai Chi or yoga, for instance. Other personal ways that I like to include here: leave my home earlier to come here. That way I'm not feeling rushed. I'm not starting off the day with a rushed feeling. Also, if I want to, I can probably knock out a couple errands I may have beforehand. Really, it's a relaxed atmosphere on the drive here. I'm not feeling any pressure whatsoever. A lot of people like to interact with one another at work, be it at the desk or on break. I feel a little chit-chat never is harmful and can treat the tension that one may feel in the workplace. Another popular route that a lot of people wish to pursue are workspace decoration. Myself personally, anybody may have seen my workspace. I don't think words can justify, but enter the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. But in all seriousness, really what works best varies from person to person. Now, in conclusion, I've just described different causes, effects, and solutions to avoiding and/or alleviating workplace stress. As I've said, it can be found pretty much anywhere at work. After all, it is called work. While there may be many causes, there are many solutions to workplace stress. Some as easy as a lighthearted distraction. Now, I don't know if any of you have seen The Dark Knight, but there's a villain named the Joker, and I believe he sums it up best when he asks, "Why so serious?" And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for your time.